This simple demonstration highlights the effects of pH and bisulfite on wine colour, as mentioned in the video on wine chemistry. The reactions you'll see are from the red grape anthocyanins, which give red wine its colour. Anthocyanins themselves are unstable, but are incorporated into derived pigments that provide long-term wine colour. Here we have approximately 50 ml of rosé wine in each of these flasks. I'm using rosé because it's easier to demonstrate what is occurring. The deep colour of red wine would obscure the visual effect, but exactly the same principles apply, and like a young red wine, this wine contains free anthocyanins as well as stable pigments. Here, acid is being added to the wine on the left, drastically decreasing the pH of the solution. The wine was pH 3.55, but after adding acid it would be more like pH 1. Almost instantaneously the colour of the wine becomes deeper and more red. This is because the anthocyanins express the most redness at very low pH. In red and rosé wine, only a small proportion of free anthocyanins are in their reddest forms. When they are incorporated into new, stable pigments, wine pH does not have nearly the same effect. Now base is being added to the centre flask, which drastically increases the pH to about 12. The solution has immediately turned a darker colour, and when mixed looks dark green. This is the colour of anthocyanins at such a basic pH. After some time, or at an even more basic pH, anthocyanins can also give a yellow solution, and they can appear purple or even colourless depending on the pH. They are like natural indicators which change colour with the pH of the solution. At wine pH, anthocyanins are mostly colourless, with a proportion of red and purple forms, hence the colour of a young red wine. As wines age, they become more red-brown due to anthocyanins reacting to form new pigments. Now we're adding solid potassium metabisulfite to the wine on the right. This gives bisulfite in solution and has a bleaching effect on anthocyanins. Very quickly after mixing, the anthocyanins react to form a colourless compound, where the bisulfite is bound to the anthocyanin. The wine appears pale red, orange or brown, the colour you would expect from an aged rosé wine because of stable derived pigments. We now return to the centre flask to show how reversible the colour change is from the effect of pH on anthocyanins. Acid is being added, which neutralises the base and lowers the pH of the solution. In not much time at all, the wine returns to something close to its original colour, and given enough time and acid it would look even more like the flask on the left. The bleaching of anthocyanins is also reversible as the bisulfite becomes unbound. We term these effects equilibrium reaction.